Okay. All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this special called meeting of the Temple City Council. It is currently 9:03. I see there are no public. We'll move on to the next item, which is a public hearing to receive a municipal service plan and conduct a public hearing to receive comments on the possible annexation of 2.554 plus or minus acres of land out of the Maximo Merino Survey, abstract number 14, Bell County, Texas, being a section of Old Highway 95 right-of-way commencing approximately 1.94 miles south of its intersection with East FM 93, extending approximately 1,855.37 feet south of its point of commencement along Old Highway 95. 0.37 feet.
Exactly. Good morning, Mayor,
Good morning.
council members. And let's see, do you have a PowerPoint? Yes, ma'am. Thank you. All right, another annexation. This is subject to the, let's call it the old rules for annexation with public hearings for the municipal service plan and then 2 hearings for the actual ordinance. And so here you can see this is actually just for that section described in the item description for 1.94 well, sorry, it's 1,855 feet of Old Highway 95, but the location is 1.94 miles south of 93 and the current intersection of Old 95. So no private property is included in this. And the purpose of this annexation is for consideration of a residential annexation request to the south to ensure contiguity within the city limits. And so that one, you can see that's 162 acres that is east of Old Highway 95. And 62 of those acres are part of phase 1 and we know would come in for annexation. But you'll also see in the red box there that about half of that acreage is in the Little River Academy extraterritorial jurisdiction. So that is to be determined. And so in terms of the schedule, you all approved the petition on October 6th to develop the municipal service plan. Staff has done that. This is the first of 2 public hearings. And then of course the annexation ordinance would come back in December on December 8th and December 15th. And so no capital improvements are proposed by the city of Temple, and the service plan was circulated to all relevant departments and no issues were identified. So happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you, Mr. Chandler. Council, any questions for Mr. Chandler?
Not for Mr. Chandler, but just a comment for Kathy and her staff. I know you've worked very hard on this and I appreciate it. It was kind of tricky and it took a lot of time. So thank you for putting in the work.
Anything else? All right, then at this time, I'll open the public hearing. Please step to the podium and state your name and address for the record or raise your hand on the virtual platform. Okay, we have neither of each, neither of, maybe, I don't know. I don't think that was right. We don't have anyone for public hearing. So at this time, I will close the public hearing and council. I'll entertain a motion on item.
No motion. It's just a public hearing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay,
Your action will be at your next
the
meeting.
next one. All right, sorry, habit. Very good. Moving on to item 2 then. Is to consider adopting a resolution authorizing a possession and use agreement for 1.132 for a 1.132 acre wastewater easement and a 0.455 acre, 1.2 acre and a 0.0111 acre temporary construction easement necessary for the Pepper Creek wastewater extension and equalization basin project and authorizing the payment of the consideration for the possession and use agreement and credit towards acquisition of these easements in an estimated amount of $10,000. And it appears that staff is requesting to pull this item.
We're not ready to move forward.
Okay. Very good. Then we'll move on to item 3, which is to consider adopting a resolution authorizing a possession and use agreement for 1.3311 acre wastewater easement and 1.929 acre temporary construction easement necessary for the Prepper Creek wastewater extension equalization basin project, and authorizing the payment of the consideration for a possession and use agreement and credit towards acquisition of these easements in an estimated amount of $10,000.
Thank you, Mayor. We are ready to move forward with that one. And basically, the entire presentation is what you just read in the item description. So as you know, this wastewater extension project is very important in our ability to serve the Meta project. And we are trying to move forward as expeditiously as possible in acquiring the easements that we need. We were waiting for the appraisals to come in on those easements that go across McLean Company and McLean Group property. And while we were waiting for the valuations to come in, we reached out to both companies and to see whether they would be willing to enter into a possession and use agreement. So that way we could go ahead and acquire the property, have possession of it, and move forward with the project. And we were able to complete that negotiation with McLean Group, and that's the one that's here in front of you today. And so we are asking that you approve this agreement, which will allow us to take possession of the necessary easements and move forward with the project. I'm not concerned at all about the fact that we weren't able to finish the negotiation with the McLean Company. So we are very confident that we're going to acquire both easements very quickly. In fact, I hope, and the plan is to have them both on your December 1st council meeting, because we did just get the appraisals in, as I stated. And so we are actively negotiating with both companies right now, all of the language that's required for the easement documents. But we are requesting that you go ahead and approve the possession and use agreement with the McLean Group, which is the item that's here in front of you today, in anticipation that very shortly we'll return with the actual easement acquisition for both properties.
Thank you. Council, any additional questions or comments? All right, there being none, then at this time, I'll entertain a motion on item 3.
Mayor, I make a motion for approval.
Second.
Have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Morales, second by Councilmember Walker. Council, please cast your vote. Item 3 passes 4 votes to 0. So that is the end of the special called meeting, and council, let's adjourn upstairs to the conference room for item 4, which is a discussion regarding the design of the new municipal building. This meeting is adjourned.